Hello sheddies, and you join me again in my shed. You may know already, you may have seen a few videos recently doing home renovations, and I've just put a bathroom in, a spare room in the house. And we wanted chunky windowsills, and we wanted them out of wood rather than PVC. So instead of taking the old windowsill out, I made one to go over the old windowsill. So I thought I'd show you, you might be interested, and here it is. So here's the bathroom, well there's the window in the bathroom. If you notice the old windowsill, it doesn't quite meet the PVC window. And before it had a little trim there to sort of blank it off. So here's a piece of wood I found in the shed. It's a rough sawn piece. I think it's about 7 inch by 1 inch, something like that. And if you notice there, I've cut two pieces out there to slot into place. And I've just marked it with pencil because I'm going to sand it. I want to make sure that I sand every piece of it down. So here I am going through the grits, starting off coarse and going through to fine, and there we are. Clamped to the bench, so it's a lot easier to sand and keep it in place. And at this point, I think I'm gonna have to interject and tell you what I'm doing here. Right, so I always think a drawing always speaks 1,000 words, so pencil and paper, let me show you what I'm planning on doing, or what I have done. Okay, so there's the window and the surround. Here's the existing windowsill, a bit of a gap underneath the PVC window that used to have a trim on there. And then here's the piece of timber that I've cut the pieces out, measured the internal dimension, measured the distance here as well, so I can cut this to size. And then with a bit of an overhang, you can choose whatever overhang you want, but I think I've done it around probably about 3 inches. Probably a little bit over. So there's the piece of wood. Now what you've just seen there is me clamp up a piece of wood here, which is same width, about 1 inch, and then I've glued it, and then I think I tacked it actually with the nail gun, the air nailer. Tacked it along there, glued it in place. Or did I? I don't think I did. No, I think I just glued it. Anyway, so I glued it and then clamped it. And then I put one piece of wood just here as well, just so that buffs up against the wall. In fact, I left a little gap there before it didn't actually hit the wall directly. So it formed that sort of shape. So this whole piece can slide over the existing windowsill. Hope that makes sense. On with the video. Oh, and I also put piece of wood on the end there just to cap it off at both ends. So they are all clamped up, and if you notice at the end there's the end caps. I think I used all my clamps to do this. So there we are, clamps taken off, and you can see the recess there where the old windowsill is going to slot into. So clamped it up again because I want to router the edges off, and I used a 45-degree router bit with a ball bearing end. Glides along quite nicely. And the reason for doing that 45-degree is we've got a toilet, you can see it there a bit more clearly, you can see the end as well. I wanted to do it the same sort of design as the toilet, and that has sort of like 45-degree angles on it. So next, back with a sander, just to finish it off. And as I always say in my videos, this isn't a how-to video. I'm not an expert. This is just how I did it. If you get anything from it, great. So there we're all done, except for, you'll see in a moment, there's some slight gaps where I was doing a glue up and there was, there we go, a few gaps there. So I needed to fill them in. I'll show you that in a second. That's me just test fitting it. And you can see the corners that I've done the effect there. So I use super glue and sawdust. Works really well. I can cram it into all the cracks and places where there was gaps or where it had joined up. And then just sanded it afterwards. Next, coming to fit it, and I use this grab adhesive. I was doing this one-handed, so that's why it looks a bit sloppy, because I was filming as well. But anyway, I covered the whole thing, and there we are, slotted into place, which obviously fills that gap where the PVC window meets the windowsill at the same time. So it fits really well. going to go in place. Next I used wood filler just around the edges. I was going to use silica, but I wanted to try and get a really sharp finish up towards the plaster. You can see on there where it's meeting the plaster and meeting the PVC. There we go, painting it. I probably should have primed this first, but I didn't. I just did 2 coats. There's number 1. There's number 2. So 2 coats. And then after this, I finished the emulsion painting on the walls as well. And I think we're going to do this design around the rest of the house. Quite like the effect. And here's the finished bathroom with the windowsill in place. I'm really pleased with how this bathroom turned out. I really enjoyed doing it. And if you enjoyed this video even slightly, please give me a thumbs up. It really helps. Thanks a lot. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers. See you next time on Weekend Shedhead.